day 219 of 365, and today was the first day of a book club, and it's mostly real estate agents in this book club are reviewing a book and reading it, and there's my wife's in it, so she's not in real estate per se. She's in low-income housing work, so she wanted to participate, and there's a couple other ones that are going to jump in here, I think, next week. One of the portions of that book was about standard and how to keep a standard, or do you have a standard? And I was dwelling on it as I read it, and I highlighted some things that stepped out and spoke out to me about it. And then I was thinking back about how people, when you hire somebody, sometimes people hire based on just familiarity. Somebody who's familiar with themselves, or they're an acquaintance or a friend. They may not be the most qualified person for that job, which is kind of crazy that you would do that. But it happens. It happens all the time. Same thing. I was speaking with a friend of mine's mom. She's part of our group, and we were out to dinner, and she was talking about when her and her husband were younger and they bought their first house. They didn't know anything, and they just absolutely knew anything. And this was back in the late 50s, early 60s, and they put $50 down on a house and went to the bank and signed some papers and agreed to pay $75 a month for the rest of their lives, or at least for 30 years, to buy a house. She said, we didn't know. We just didn't know. There was nobody to ask. And you'd ask a friend of a friend of a friend. Nobody knew. Today, there's so much knowledge out there that you could do for anybody that you hire. If you were going to hire a landscaper, I would ask a ton of questions. And one of the main things is can you get along with them? That's the same thing that if you would hire a real estate agent. Can you get along with them? Can you communicate? Can you talk? Can you be honest with them? Can you have a good conversation? Or do you have some things in common? I think that's the biggest hurdle that we don't have enough communication. We don't have enough conversations. We don't talk enough to make sure that you feel comfortable with the person you're working with. And this could be could be a real estate agent, could be a lawyer, could be a landscaper, could be a plumber, could be an electrician, could be anybody. Is that person conveying and giving you enough information that you feel good that you're making a good decision? Have you done your work? Did you ask, hey, do you have some references? Hey, have you done this job before? Do you have anybody I could call and talk to them about how the job went? I think that's all part of what our responsibility is that I don't think we convey enough of what we do for a living. And I'm speaking strictly really for me, I'm speaking as a real estate agent, because that's what my full-time job is. That's what I do. I sell real estate. And so that's me. So you have questions, ask. You want to know about what I've done in the past? Ask. I'm more than willing to give you my credentials and tell you about the things that I've done and the deals that I have put together. Just ask. It's just a question. I think you should. I think you should always be able to ask those questions. And listen, I'm not for everybody, and I get that, and it's okay. It's fine. But I'm going to work hard on your behalf. And I'm not just a real estate agent. I mean, I do other things being Santa. But I have, I tell this story often, that I never let my Santa interfere with my real estate work. I know. So I have measured a house in my Santa suit. I have taken pictures of houses in my Santa suit. I have signed contracts in my Santa suit that people needed to have. It had to happen at that time of the year. And I said, if you don't mind, I would be in the Santa. I even showed houses in my Santa suit. Last year, I was showing houses to some families, and they thought it was a big kick that I showed up in my suit and showed them around the house, because that was the time I could get there. But I think, look, you're going to hire somebody to help you, to assist you, to do a job for you. I think you should ask as many questions as you need to feel comfortable with that person, and do your due diligence, so that at the end of the day you could say, I did the best I can. I asked all the questions I could, and this is what I got. It's all going to work out. It really will. Man, I hope you had a fantastic day today. It was kind of a nice start to the week. Did a little book club, did a little class in the afternoon about Chat GPT. GPT, yeah. GPT, that's crazy, I know, but it's the wave and it's coming. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. I hope tomorrow brings you much blessings and joy. And for us in Louisiana, it looks like we're going to get a little cool front. Maybe it'll only be like 90 tomorrow and rain. That would be a blessing. Just for a whole day, I'm in. I'm all in. Anything to break the $100 cycle, the 100-degree cycle days that we've been ripping through. So I will see everybody again tomorrow. Bye-bye.